Sleeping Beauty. Once upon a time, in a grand and prosperous kingdom, a beloved king and queen longed for a child. After many years, their prayers were answered, and a beautiful baby girl was born. They named her Aurora, and in their joy, they declared a great celebration, inviting all the nobles, wise men, and most importantly, the fairies of the land. 13 fairies lived in the kingdom, but only 12 were invited, for the king and queen had only 12 golden plates to offer. The forgotten fairy, an old and powerful enchantress, was deeply offended. Her heart burned with resentment, for she had once been the most revered among them. The thought of being cast aside filled her with bitter rage. At the grand feast, the fairies bestowed their blessings upon the princess. One granted her beauty, another wisdom, another kindness, and so on. Just as the 12th fairy was about to give her gift, the doors burst open with a howling wind, and the uninvited 13th fairy appeared in a swirl of darkness and anger. "Since I was not invited, I shall grant my own gift," she declared with a wicked smile. "On her 16th birthday, the princess shall prick her finger on a spindle and fall into an eternal sleep." Gasps filled the great hall, and the queen clutched Aurora tightly, tears streaming down her face. With a final cackle, the dark fairy vanished into the night, leaving the court in stunned silence. The 12th fairy, though unable to undo the curse entirely, stepped forward and raised her wand. "Fear not," she said gently. "The princess shall not die, but instead, she shall sleep for 100 years, until a prince's true love awakens her with a kiss." Her magic sparkled in the air, settling upon the child like a soft golden glow. The king, desperate to protect his daughter, ordered every spindle in the kingdom to be destroyed. But fate cannot be so easily escaped. Aurora grew into a radiant young woman, graceful and full of joy. She had a voice as sweet as a lark and laughter that echoed through the palace halls. The entire kingdom adored her, and yet, deep within the castle, the fear of the prophecy lingered. Guards were stationed at every entrance, and no spinning wheels were allowed within the palace walls. One day, on the morning of her 16th birthday, Aurora wandered through the castle. A strange feeling tugged at her heart, as though something was calling her. She followed an unfamiliar corridor, climbing a long-forgotten spiral staircase that led to a hidden tower. There, in a dimly lit room, sat an old woman spinning thread on a spindle. "What is this?" Aurora asked, her curiosity piqued. The old woman turned, her eyes gleaming. "Ah, my dear, it is the ancient art of spinning. Would you like to try?" Entranced, Aurora reached out. The moment her fingertip touched the spindle, a sharp pain pricked her skin. She gasped, feeling a strange drowsiness wash over her. Her eyelids fluttered, and before she could cry out, she collapsed onto the cold stone floor. The enchantment spread instantly. The moment Aurora fell, so too did the rest of the castle. The king and queen slumped in their thrones, the servants dozed where they stood, and even the birds on the windowsills ceased their songs. Vines and thorns sprouted from the earth, encasing the castle in an impenetrable wall of darkness. The kingdom became a forgotten legend, a place hidden by time. Many years passed, and tales of the sleeping princess reached the ears of princes far and wide. Many tried to brave the thorny fortress, but none succeeded. The enchanted vines twisted like living serpents, ensnaring and repelling all who dared approach. Many knights turned back in defeat, their swords useless against the dark magic. One day, after 100 years had passed, a brave and noble prince heard the tale of the sleeping beauty. Unlike the others, he was not seeking fame or fortune but was moved by the sorrowful legend. Determined, he set out on his journey, guided only by the fading whispers of old storytellers. When he arrived at the forgotten kingdom, he stood before the towering thorns, unsheathing his sword. But as he stepped forward, the enchanted vines, which had repelled all others, parted before him, as if recognizing his pure heart. He ventured into the silent halls, past slumbering guards and frozen tapestries, until he found Aurora lying peacefully in a grand chamber, bathed in golden light. Enchanted by her beauty, he knelt beside her and gently took her hand. "Princess Aurora," he whispered, "awaken." With the softest touch, he placed a kiss upon her forehead. At that moment, the spell shattered. Aurora's eyes fluttered open, and she gazed up at the prince with wonder. A warmth spread through her chest, as if she had been waiting for this very moment. Throughout the castle, life returned. The king and queen awoke with gasps of astonishment, servants resumed their duties as if no time had passed, and even the flowers in the gardens bloomed anew. The entire kingdom rejoiced, bells ringing in celebration. The prince and Aurora soon fell deeply in love, their bond strengthened by the magic of destiny. They were married in a grand ceremony, and their love became the foundation of a golden age for the kingdom. With kindness and wisdom, they ruled justly, ensuring that the mistakes of the past were never repeated. And so, Aurora and her prince lived happily ever after, their love a testament to the power of hope, fate, and the magic that lingers in dreams. The end.